It has been a minute since we've talked about Call of Duty on this channel. Now, Call of Duty news has been seriously slowing down over the last few months, and I personally think it's because people just don't care about the current offering of games. Is it fair to say? I mean, Modern Warfare 2's multiplayer isn't exactly the most exciting thing to play or watch right now. Warzone 2 has almost completely fallen off the map, and DMZ is getting hit with a ton of backlash after the addition of pay-to-win weapon bundles. Now, despite being marketed as a 2-year game, Activision seems to be planning something else for later this year. And in this video, we're going over everything we know about the upcoming 2023 Call of Duty premium offering that is coming. So drop a like if you're as curious as I am about the whole thing. Make sure you're subscribed for any future news on this. And welcome everybody, Chaos here, Call of Duty. Let's talk about it. So, if you're confused by me talking about COD 2023 because you thought Modern Warfare 2 was going to be a 2-year game, you're not crazy. According to a number of very trusted insider sources, Modern Warfare 2 is indeed going to be a 2-year game, which is why Activision marketed it as such a deal leading up to the release. But in recent months, it's been leaked that Sledgehammer Games is actually working on a full-fledged game for 2023, and they're building it out of the big paid DLC pack that they were already working on for Modern Warfare 2. Now, Activision recently confirmed they were planning on releasing a full premium game in 2023, so that part is no longer a rumor. That is official. Before we move into the leaks and everything we know, guys, if you get anything from G2A, use code CHAOS. Get yourself some cash back. The link is at the top of the description. So, what is the rumor about this game? What's it going to be? Like I said, we already have a lot of details about the game from some very trusted insider sources. According to them, the 2023 Call of Duty game is going to be a spin-off of Modern Warfare 2. Although it's not yet confirmed if the game is actually going to have Modern Warfare in the title, my money says yes. The story campaign is going to tie into the Modern Warfare 2 campaign, featuring all the same characters, all the same timeline events, but likely focusing on one of the side characters in a brand new story that kind of helps fill the gaps. The multiplayer is a bit of a strange case because originally, this was being built as this massive DLC for Modern Warfare 2, meaning Sledgehammer was working on a ton of maps and probably a handful of weapons for the existing Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer. But now that the project is spun off into its own creation, it's likely that the multiplayer will be adjusted in a few ways to make it feel more like a unique game. Think of how the original Modern Warfare 2's multiplayer was tweaked in order to make Modern Warfare 3 back in 2011, if you were playing all the way back then. I mean, it means much of the visuals and animations will be the same, but there will likely be some changes to the details. Health, movement speeds, kill streaks, perks, things like that. No, you're probably not getting Advanced Warfare 2 with jetpacks. I'm sorry, guys. Now, details on the third mode are pretty scarce, so it's unclear if Modern Warfare 2.5 will feature Spec Ops or maybe some kind of zombies mode, but I'm sure we'll get some hard confirmation on that in the upcoming months, as Call of Duty games are usually revealed and lightly promoted during the late spring and summer before the marketing campaign really heats up in the fall, which means we should get some details now. Actually, pretty soon. By June, I would assume. And I hope they don't go Spec Ops. I would like to see them go back to zombies. I mean, the zombies mode that Infinity Ward created was unique. It was fun. It was lighthearted. I think they should go back, and I know zombies fans need some content. Now, inside sources have also claimed that Activision is planning on going all in with this game, just like previous COD titles, meaning it will be released on the 8th and 9th gen consoles, as well as the PC. There will be several weeks of beta testing before the game officially launches, just like you've become accustomed to. Now, a series of leaks previously claimed that the new game will launch on November 10th, and you'll be able to play the campaign a week early by pre-ordering digitally. The 2 beta weekends will seemingly take place on October 6th to October 10th and October 12th to October 16th, with the first week being exclusive to PlayStation 4 and 5. So it seems Sony is getting as much mileage out of that Activision deal as possible before Microsoft takes over. So despite all the stuff you heard about Modern Warfare 2 being a 2-year game and there being a premium DLC coming in 2023, it's not the case. Seems Activision has changed course, and we'll talk about the reasons in a couple minutes, but first I want to go over some things you're likely going to hear about this game very soon. Now, I do trust the sources that have given us this information, and I honestly do believe that we'll be getting a new Call of Duty game later this year, born out of Modern Warfare 2's planned expansion. But I also believe is that Activision and Sledgehammer are going to do some promotional material claiming that this was always the plan and that the new game is 100% brand new experience they've been working super hard on. Now, basically, they're going to say the game's origins are what they are. It's probably going to be a little frustrating to listen to. Before you say something in the comments like they wouldn't say that or you're being dramatic, Jimmy, I want to remind you that a similar thing actually happened during the development of Black Ops 4. Black Ops 4 started development as a very different game than what we ended up getting, and after its reveal, a lot of people were upset at the lack of a single-player campaign, the decision to replace it with Battle Royale. Now, Treyarch did a couple promotional videos claiming that it was always the plan, and they never had any plans for a single-player campaign, but just last year it was confirmed via a massive leak that not only was the Battle Royale mode a last-minute addition to Black Ops 4, but they actually were working on an experimental new campaign mode and it had been scrapped due to its over-ambition and lack of remaining dev time. We saw footage of it! Activision is a massive company, lots of shareholders to answer to, and while dramatic oversights during game development are possible at any level of the industry, Activision has a rep that they need to keep intact as much as they can. When you have shareholders to answer to, total transparency isn't really at the top. It's much more important to seem like everything is going smoothly so investors don't panic and pull out of the company. So if and when Modern Warfare 2's expansion is confirmed to be a standalone game, just be prepared. Be prepared for Activision and Sledge to say things along the lines of, we've been working on this game for years. We're super passionate about this brand new experience. They have to say it. Doesn't mean it's necessarily the truth, but they have to say it. Now, that doesn't explain the bigger issue. Why? Why is this happening? I mean, during the promotional period for Modern Warfare 2, Activision seemed to be dead set on this being a 2-year game, so what happened? Well, I have a few theories, but I think most of you should already have a decent idea where this is going to go. Long story short, Activision simply isn't confident in Modern Warfare 2's ability to hold players over for another year, and they need something to act as a reset of sorts. Modern Warfare 2 had really explosive initial sales. Early player counts were impressive, but as the months went on and the community started to turn against it, those player counts dried up. The gameplay simply was not enough to hold the community, and many of the criticisms from the 2019 Modern Warfare game are still present in the sequel, some to even more extreme degrees. And there's just COD fatigue. The movement was slower, time to kill was too fast, progression was too grindy, a lot of core Call of Duty features and game modes were missing. Modern Warfare 2 launched in a pretty rough state, and the updates simply weren't coming fast enough to justify. Now, players were waiting weeks between content patches, and there haven't been nearly enough fixes to the core gameplay to satisfy the players who were on the fence. So put simply, Modern Warfare 2 was a massive letdown for much of the community, and the player count reflects that. According to Steam charts, Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2 are being beat out pretty drastically by games like Apex, PUBG, GTA 5, even Team Fortress 2. Now, granted, that's just the PC player pool, but that's still not a very good look when it's supposed to be a 2-year game. It becomes painfully clear that Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2 simply aren't going to survive another year of content because people, they just have too many issues with the core gameplay. More game modes and weapons aren't going to draw people back to a game, so Activision has to do a drastic reset. So the paid expansion for Modern Warfare 2 was reportedly going to be a hefty batch of content. New campaign, whole bunch of multiplayer maps. This would have been the first paid DLC pack for Call of Duty in years. Sledgehammer was seemingly bringing the heat with it, and now that Modern Warfare 2's player counts are dried up and fizzled, Activision likely doesn't think it's worth it to release a paid expansion that's only about 10 to 20% of the original buying pool. So think about it. If a massive paid expansion were released for Modern Warfare 2 that added a bunch of new maps to multiplayer and some campaign missions, would people buy it? Yeah, they would. It would be popular for a little while, but it wouldn't be the kind of thing that brought people back to the game if they were already driven away by issues with the core gameplay loop. Modern Warfare 2.5 may be a controversial take, and the community may be pissed off. But Activision saying Modern Warfare 2 is a 2-year game, and then from their perspective, I mean, it's their option. It's their best option. By giving Sledgehammer a few extra months in dev, they can convert that DLC pack to a full-fledged game while also working on fixing the big gameplay issues that Modern Warfare 2 had, hopefully bringing people back to the series. Now, Modern Warfare 2.5 would not only appeal to the people who have bought the DLC anyways, but it will also hopefully convince people who put Modern Warfare 2 down to give it a try once again, just one more time. Obviously, we don't know for certain just what is going to be changed in this game, but Activision may be in panic mode right now. I mean, Warzone 2 is supposed to be the biggest Battle Royale game on the market, but according to Steam charts, is getting stomped by Apex Legends and PUBG, and Modern Warfare 2's multiplayer has officially been outdone by Team Fortress 2. It's not a good look, no matter how you spin it. There's simply no way Modern Warfare 2 is going to survive another year, and Activision knows that if COD is going to survive, they have to shift focus away from Modern Warfare 2 onto something else. Now, Modern Warfare 2.5 may not be the game the community was hoping for. Certainly going to catch a lot of heat when it's announced. But if you're in Activision's shoes, I get it. I do. Treyarch is kind of the Call of Duty savior right now as well. It's not hard to see why. They're hard at work on COD 2024. And while we do have a new game coming out later this year, I think most people will agree that the majority of COD players are sitting and waiting for Treyarch. Black Ops Cold War was seen by many as the best post-2019 Call of Duty game. And even though we'll be getting a new game this year, it's likely going to be very similar to Modern Warfare 2's foundation. The community is tired. Now, when it comes to Call of Duty gameplay, Treyarch's focus has always been much more focused on fast-paced arcade fun as opposed to Infinity Ward's focus on realism and tactical pacing. Guess it's possible Sledgehammer surprises us with this, gives us a total overhaul of the multiplayer that takes the community's criticism into account, but at the end of the day, there's only so much they can do. Remember, COD 2023 is being built out of DLC for Modern Warfare 2, meaning it will be running on the same engine and feature most of the same guns. Sledgehammer will certainly be able to change some things, kills, perks, equipment's movement speed, so if you're hoping the game to be an improvement, that's where you should be looking. But COD 2023 is going to be very similar to Modern Warfare 2's core gameplay loop. It has to, meaning Treyarch's next game will be our next real evolution of Call of Duty. I mean, especially since COD 2024 is seemingly going to be the first COD game built exclusively for the PC and the 9th gen consoles. Now, I don't like to be pessimistic about COD 2023, but I know this video's got that vibe. It's quite literally going to be a filler game that's meant to hold the community over until Treyarch's next game in 2024. This game simply wouldn't exist if the community were happier with Modern Warfare 2, right? It wouldn't. That's the truth. Honestly, I feel bad for Sledge. They're constantly being given the short end of the stick when it comes to COD development cycles. They were initially brought in the franchise because Infinity Ward needed help on Modern Warfare 3. Then they were seemingly rushed through production of COD World War II after being forced to ditch their plans for Advanced Warfare 2, which is why that game launched so broken and lacking in content. Then they were thrown onto COD 2021 at the last possible second, resulting in an incredibly mediocre COD Vanguard. Now, Infinity Ward and Treyarch are almost always given the space they need to bring visions to life, but Sledgehammer, it seems like they're called when something goes wrong, at which point they have to piece it together, and then they kind of take the brunt of the criticism. I mean, I wish Sledgehammer the best. I do. I love them. I really hope COD 2023 ends up being way better than I'm thinking. But when you make a new game out of DLC from a previous game, I don't know. You guys give me your thoughts. If anything else new comes, I'll keep you posted.